Hello everyone, and a happy International Women's Day to women from all backgrounds, cultural, social, political, regional, and from anywhere in the world and across the world. Today, on 8th of March 2021, I, Anjali Banerjee, the Program Action Chairperson of Soroptimist International Pune Metro East, is here in conversation with Neha Davda. Neha is also a Soroptimist, but more importantly, Neha is the woman that we are showcasing today as our woman in leadership. And this year, for 2021, the theme for the International Women's Day is Women in Leadership, Achieving Gender Equality across different fields and coming out in more equal terms during the pandemic and beyond. Well, political, social, cultural, economic spheres have been taken care of. But today, we are going to talk about a woman who is showcasing her leadership in sports, Neha Davda. Neha, I understand that you are a passionate cricketer. You've also been a black belt karate at a very young age. You're also an entrepreneur, and to top it all, you are a software engineer who is really managing multiple fronts beautifully at the same time. I want you to share with us your story and how you started this journey in the field of sports.
Hello everyone, and a very happy International Women's Day to everyone. Sports has always been my passion. Be it karate, be it cricket, any other sport, it always has been a passion to continue. My basically journey for karate started when I was in grade 5. I was just 10 years old. Initially, my brother had started with karate, and as he was going a bit far on a bicycle, I wasn't allowed to. But then they started another batch in our area which was very close by, and my parents were instrumental in getting me enrolled for the classes. And I started attending the classes, and I think that captivated my interest, and it kept on going. So I started when I was in grade 5, 10 years old. And I got my black belt when I was in grade 10. So when I was 15 years old.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So that's when you were actually in, in a board exam class.
Yes.
And you were allowed to play.
Absolutely, absolutely. My parents have never differentiated between like you only have to study or you only have to play sports. It was an equal balance for both of it. And I was my board exams when I got my 10th, when I got my black belt. And after I got my black belt, I gave my board exams, and that is where a small break came in for karate. But within those 5 years, I played around 3 national level tournaments and multiple district and state level tournaments, which kept me going busy. The momentum just kept going.
And then could you continue with your karate when you went into college?
Not much. After 10th, after board exams, I could not really continue because then I got my admission into the diploma course of computer engineering. So as and how the studies started, as studies grew, and I started, going for higher studies, there was a little stop to it.
And what about cricket? I mean, I see that there are so many trophies here, and I'm told that some of them are, winnings of national level. So where did you actually start with cricket?
So cricket basically started when I was in diploma, when I was pursuing my diploma in computer engineering. I got elected as a sports representative for the computer stream for 2 years, consecutive 2 years. And we decided to have cricket as one of the sports, for girls. It was an all-girls college, and decided to have sports events, but then cricket was one of them. And we were the ones who basically started, having cricket on board as a main sport event, and that is how it started. I mean, I literally started playing gully cricket, basically gully cricket with my brothers.
Interesting.
And a lot of glasses, broken glasses here and there was a lot of fun to me, and then getting them fixed before my dad comes back from work was all the more fun, and it just kept on growing, and I basically started playing cricket, actual cricket in my college days.
Okay, but I would like everyone to know that while she started playing cricket during her college days, she's also managed to play cricket during COVID times, when the lockdown was lifted and people wanted to get out and actually interact and, meet people and get more social. You wanted to get back onto the cricket field.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, how did you manage that?
Passion for cricket, passion for sports. I think nothing could really stop me from not playing cricket. COVID did manage to stop us from doing that. It was around 8 months we were in the lockdown when we did not actually see the ground, we could not meet each other, neither our teammates. But I guess the wait for being together with the team and being on the ground and starting it all over again was what motivated us and what kept us going, that we will start. And we were lucky enough, we were basically in the middle of a tournament when COVID struck, and the tournament got cancelled. So it was really disappointing, but I guess that wait and that need to be on the ground was so high that so high. We were all ready, and I was ready to be on the ground and get it all started from scratch, because 8 months of no practice at all, really.
Did you do something at home? Were you actually working out at home?
I tried to, but not much, because being into IT, my work did continue a lot, and home front and work front, there was a lot of work, and kids being at home, everybody being at home was really challenging. I did try to, but then I could not continue. But then once we were on the ground and once everything started, COVID started going back, we started going to the ground with all the precautions, we started the practice. And we also played 2 tournaments after that.
Okay. See, in your life as a sportswoman, I'm sure you faced a lot of ups and downs. You faced challenges. You faced some very good days and some lean days. So, would you like to share with us any experience, good, bad, or even ugly, and how you came out of it?
So ups and downs are for sure a part and parcel of any sport or anything you do. Challenges make you tougher, they make you stronger. One incident I remember in karate when I had participated in the very first national level tournament. In spite of getting a bye in the very first round, I could not qualify for the next round because I lost that fight, against one of my colleagues. In fact, that did not affect me much because I was too young and did not really understand the importance of losing out on a national level, platform. After that, we again participated in the second nationals. I got a bronze over there, and I lost the match for silver medal, and I think that affected me because I lost to my very own colleague who used to practice every day. So I lost a match to her. I think that affected somewhere, and it was like I did not want to settle down for bronze for the next one. In between, we had a lot of state level, district levels, and inter-club tournaments and everything, and the momentum kept on going. And for the third nationals, we had it in Pune. Again, bronze I had won. My bronze medal was fifth, but I was really determined to not settle down, for the third place. And again, I came to know the very last time, the last moment, that the silver medal match was again the same colleague to whom I had lost previous nationals.
Okay.
So I guess I was really determined to play and fight and give my best. So I think that is the match which actually turned, and that was the thought which actually turned the match and actually won the silver medal. So I really tried not giving up at that time, and I think that was my best fight. Till date, I would say, I've ever played, getting a silver. Obviously, I missed out on the gold, but I think overcoming your weaknesses from the previous tournament and learning of something new.
Absolutely interesting. I must really appreciate, the slant that you shared with all of us, especially because, people like to actually bring out their achievements and through their achievements motivate others to do well. I like the way you used, a quality in you where you thought that you needed to put in an area of improvement and then to work on it, and that's something that you have shared with young women, young girls who are aspiring to be sportswomen. So as a role model to girls and women, what would you share with them as to encourage them to play sports and games after COVID times?
So, any sport you play, being a girl, any sport, nothing specific. Being a global sportswoman is not the only thing that we have to look at. Sports really gives us a lot of, it imbibes a lot of self-motivational qualities. Makes you ready to take up any challenges. Makes you learn to never give up. And this can be implied and can be implemented everywhere, at every stage of their life. So I think girls should have an equal priorities for the sport and for their work or for their home farm or wherever they are. I think giving an equal priority to your passion is the only thing that can really help you go ahead, and you should never stop and put your passion down other than anything else.
Okay. So finally, before we end today's conversation, brief one go. Neha, I want you to share with everyone your mantra for success as a leader in sports, especially because you've been able to manage, playing, looking after your home front. You have 2 children and there's been work from home. You've been working, your husband's been working from home. You run a company. I'm told, I'm going to start some other company which is an e-learning company. How did you manage all this? There has to be some secret mantra somewhere.
True. First is I'm really blessed to have a very supportive husband and for sure a very, very supportive family. Both my parents' side and my in-laws as well. They know I always keep my sports and my work at the same levels, and the passion levels are the same. My kids know that sports is really important and they play a very important part in my life, and they support me with this. My kids get handled absolutely very well in the home when I'm not around and I'm doing games or anywhere. So basically, I try to maintain a balance with the stress because sports is something that is a stress buster for me. So every day morning, whenever we go, we practice. It just releases all the stress.
Great. So what's that one sentence that you share with all of us, which is your secret mantra? That one sentence.
I would say to have an equal balance for your sports and for your work is what is really important. So I would really want girls to really have that balance and have a priority in their life to keep everything in order.
Thank you so much, Neha. You have been listening to Neha, and her success mantra is balance in life, home front and all fronts. On this note, I'm going to say goodbye and a happy International Women's Day to one and all. May your path be blessed.
Thank you so much. And happy International Women's Day to all of you. Thank you.